If you are posting on Instagram every day and still not making money from it, this video is for you, because I went from 0 followers to over 1 million followers across platform in 1 year. I did a 6-figure launch in a single day, and I built a program that has changed women's lives. Everything I am going to tell you is what actually worked for me. I get the same questions in my DMs every single day. How do you actually get paid? Is it the views? Is it Instagram? How does this work? So here it is. Every way to make money from a personal brand, the real pros and cons of each one, and the order I will build them in if I was starting from 0 today. Stay until the end, because I'm going to tell you the one thing I wish someone had told me before my very first launch. Before anything else, I want to give you a framework that makes everything click, because when you build a personal brand, you are choosing between 2 roads, and most women do not even realize that they are choosing. Road 1 is niching down. To build a brand around a specific topic, like being a fashion influencer or a fitness influencer, and you will start to attract brands in that niche to pay you. Road 2 is building broad authority around you as a person and using that trust to sell your own products and services. These two are completely separate. They are 2 different business models with different ceilings and different lifestyle. And most of the women that I've seen fail at the monetization, it's not because they lack talent, it's because they pick the wrong road for who they are. And this is something that's very, very important to understand when you're building a personal brand. Are you building it so you can rely on brand deals and attract the dream brands that you want to attract? Or are you building it around who you are? When you are building it around who you are, you don't need to actually niche down. You can build it around your story, your skills, your expertise, your values, your beliefs, so the whole brand becomes you and your story. A lot of people ask me, Honia, how come you have this much followers and you're not doing any brand deals? I'm not attracting any big brands because my brand is literally about me. I'm not niche down, which means when a fashion brand is looking at my content, they don't see any type of content where I've been doing content for fashion brands or for clothes. I don't talk about that. So of course, I am not going to attract those brands. When I built my brand, I made sure that I want to choose the other road, which is my brand to be about myself, my story, my skill set, my values and belief. So I can rely on making my own sales rather than relying on brand deals. Now, let me lay out the full list of options. The first one is brand deals. When companies pay you a flat fee or product to feature them to your audience, or sometimes they can even give you a percentage of sales that you make through your link. The pros is that it is fast money, because once you have a clear niche audience, you just need a brand to see your value and pay you a lot of money for promoting their products. The con is that you are actually renting your audience to other people and other brands. One bad partnership can actually damage trust that you spent years building. Why I didn't choose this road? Because I didn't want to rely my money and my income and my word on a company telling me how much I am worth. Basically, it's not reliable income. This month you might get 5 brand deals, the next month you might get 0. Next one is affiliate marketing. When you promote someone else's product and you earn a 10 to 20% commission on every sale you make. The pros here is that you don't need to develop any product, there is no fulfillment, and it can actually become close to passive once your content is out there. The con is that you're still building someone else's brand and product and business. And the moment you stop posting, the income will actually stop. This was actually one of the first things that I got started with when I started social media. It was a good beginning because I had 0 experience. I didn't know how to build my own digital product. For me, it was a very good start to understand, okay, how do I make sales from social media without worrying about the product development? I had to only think about the marketing side. The third one is one-on-one coaching. People pay you for direct access to you, your time, and your eyes on on their business. The pro here is, especially when you have a small audience, this is where you have the chance to make the most amount of money because you are charging someone a high ticket price. The con is that it's not scalable because your time is the bottleneck and you will hit a ceiling fast. This was also something that I personally experienced after I stopped doing affiliate marketing. I started taking one-on-one coaching clients where I would help them build their personal brand and scale their businesses. I used to make $30,000, $40,000 every month just from my one-on-one clients. But the problem is there is only as much client that you can take and it is very time consuming. So you will start to focus only on their businesses, on their brand, on their content, that you will start neglecting yours. So that was like the biggest con for me. And then we have group coaching and cohorts. You coach a group of people through a structured program over a set period of time. The pro is that you leverage your time across many people. The community itself becomes part of the value. It is something that's very, very scalable, but you still have to have a limited people inside the community so you can actually help them answer their question. If your student do not get the result, the whole model collapses. I'm so happy that I started with one-on-one coaching and then I had my course because all of that built me to the coach that I am today, where now I can take charge of 50 people, 100 people all at once, and I can make sure that everyone gets seen, everyone gets heard, everyone gets their feedback, get their support. So it is a matter of, are you ready? And when you actually have the experience and you are ready, and you start doing this is the best business model and the best way to make a lot of money from your personal brand. And then we have online courses. You record a program and you sell it over and over again. True pro is that yes, you have true leverage because you build it once. It might take you a few months or a few weeks and it will sell literally while you sleep. And margins are almost pure profit because you pay for creating the program once and then you just keep making money from it just by creating content and doing the marketing side. But the con is that almost nobody buys courses from people they do not already trust deeply. So you need a lot of authority before this actually works. And the people that I coach are always telling me in the beginning, before they have built trust with their audience, they're saying, so I would love to build a digital course where I can just sell it over and over again so it can become passive. It is very hard to build a passive income when you have not built authority and trust with your audience. And it takes actually a very, very long time. And then we have digital products. It can be templates, guides, ebooks, lower ticket downloads that people can buy without ever talking to you. The pro is it is a very easy entry point for new buyers because it is a low ticket, and it can also build your customer list because more people are likely to buy something from you and enter your world. But the con is that it is very low margins per sales and you need volume to make a lot of money. I see so many people with a small audience trying to sell low ticket product because they think it's easier. I don't have the trust. I'm new. What they don't understand is, yes, you are new, you don't have the trust, but you don't have the audience either, which means that you're not going to make any money because you don't have the volume. And these are the 6 real ways of making money online. And anyone telling you there is only one way of making money online is either selling you something or they have not actually done it. And there's nothing that says that you cannot actually do multiple of these. Now, from this point on, I'm going to be only focusing on road 2, which is building your own offers. Because honestly, this is where the real wealth is, and that is where most of you are actually headed. Out of those 6 models, where do you actually get started? So let's start from the beginning. When your audience is small, you have to sell proximity first. Your time, your attention, your direct access to them. I started with affiliate marketing and I moved on to one-on-one mentorship. I remember when I took my first client, even though I knew so much about building a brand because I built my own brand, I was learning as I was teaching. I learned so much. So this is why I always tell my client, if you want to really become so good at your skill and your expertise, whatever that is, always start with one-on-one coaching, because first of all, you're gonna make a lot of money very fast. Imagine if you only have 5 people a month saying yes to you and you're charging them $2,000, you're making $10,000 a month. And besides from the money, you also get real result because you are pouring so much time and effort and proximity into those first clients, so you can actually collect testimonials from them, you build credibility. You need that for later on transition into actual products or creating programs and courses. And now we've come to the $1 million question. What if you have nothing to sell? What if I don't know what I'm good at? You need to think about it like this. In your real life, what do people already come to you for? That is usually your offer, literally hiding in plain sight. And I want you to sit and write this down. What have you lived through that someone else might be going through right now? Because that experience is sellable. Now, let me give you some example. If you are someone that's been struggling with weight, maybe you've been obese, maybe you've been on crazy diets your entire life, and now you finally cracked the code of having a healthy lifestyle, of getting your dream body, that transformation of you and that experience of you is something that a lot of people will need help with. And you're eligible to actually sell your expertise to someone else. Why? Because you've lived it. When I started to build my brand, I didn't think that I'm going to become a coach that's going to help other people build their brand. I started as an affiliate marketer. I helped women learn more about the financial market. At the same time, I was investing so much into building my own brand. I was spending money on masterminds, on events, on mentors, on courses, program, etc. And I was all in on building my personal brand because I knew if I wanted to make a lot of money, whether that is in digital marketing, whatever it is, I need to have a strong personal brand. I remember when I got the first DM from a woman that said, I literally followed you when you had 1,000 followers and I literally see you go viral on repeat. You're growing so fast and you're so good at creating content. Can you please teach me? I'm like, wait, what? That was the first time a seed was literally planted in my head that someone saw that value in me that I never thought about. I started receiving more and more DMs. So it started to become a demand. People wanted me to help build their personal brand and scale their businesses. If you don't have a product or you don't know what to sell or you don't know what you're so good at, don't wait to build your personal brand. Build it anyway, because that's exactly what I did. Share your journey, your value, your beliefs, your story. And trust me, somewhere along that journey, people will come and they will see a value in you that you didn't even think that people are going to pay for. Why did they trust me? Why did they want me to help them build their brands? Because I've done it myself. So everything that you have lived through yourself and every result that you have achieved yourself, you are eligible to actually teach someone else, and people will pay you a lot of money. And sometimes the things that you know and the things that you have overcome, you are doing people a disservice by not giving them that value. Now, let me talk about one of my students. She's a true example of that. You don't need years of experience to make a lot of money through your personal brand. So her name is Mila. She ran an agency for beauty clinics and she was already making $10,000, $15,000 a month, but she was completely invisible online. She was doing well for herself until she realized, okay, we have clients, we're fully booked, but I just don't feel like this is scalable enough and I know that I can make more money. We started building her personal brand. She got visibility, she positioned herself, she got authority, and she was already an amazing businesswoman. She just needed to package that and show up and so the world could see that. The result was she started generating double the money on her agency because people started to find her. And now beauty clinics that actually need help with ads, they found Mila through her personal brand. She actually doubled and scaled her existing business. And she started alongside of that, starting her mentoring and coaching program for women just like herself. Only in 5 months, she literally went from $10,000 to $50,000, $60,000 a month. The biggest mistake that you can do when you are trying to build a personal brand and monetize is skipping trust. most of the people that I know build an offer before anyone knows who they are. And then they don't make any sales and they blame the product. And I can almost guarantee you 99% it's not the product, it is that you don't have trust. And when you don't, you're not gonna make any sales, although your product is the best thing in the world. This actually happened to me when I transitioned a little bit too fast between my affiliate marketing journey to actually launching my online course. In the mid of it, I used to have one-on-one clients, and of course I was making so much money from that. But then I thought it is time for me to scale this and start selling online courses so I can make money in my sleep. What I didn't have was that big trust from my audience. I was still new, so I didn't have the time to be in their faces, to be consistent, to show authority, to show my value. They did trust me with one-on-one coaching because I was giving them my time and effort and my proximity and access to literally my eyes and my brain, but they didn't trust me enough to go on a link and just buy my online course when they don't have any access to me. What happened is I actually launched it. We made $30,000 for my launch, which is absolutely amazing, of course, but I was expecting a lot more and I was making more a month back then without the online course. So of course, when I launched it and I saw the numbers and sales, and we were basically like struggling to make sales, and I just looked at the numbers and my content and I realized you're actually struggling to make sales and you're trying to make these sales in DMs by nurturing people because you have not been showing up consistently, so your content and your personal brand makes the sale for you before you even do. So what did I do? I took a step back and I said, okay, now I'm only going to focus on building that trust with my audience, creating content that really shows that, hey, I'm really good at this. Only a few months after that, I started making $100,000 every single month. So the correct order is to build the brand, earn the trust, sell proximity, and then you can scale it with product. Key takeaway here is that you could have 500 engaged followers and you can close a 3,000 client this week if your brand is clear and your offer is right. When I say right, your offer is actually solving a real problem. Views and followers are not the bottleneck when you're trying to make a lot of money. Trust is. And that's what you need to work on. I need you to understand that making money from a personal brand is not complicated. It's just very, very misunderstood. And we see so much people sharing information from experiences that they don't even have. So they are just sharing information that is actually not true because they have not lived through it. So a lot of people are consuming information that's not even correct. I can assure you that making money from a personal brand is actually not complicated at all. It can be very, very easy if you do it the right way. You have the full menu, the correct order, and the mistakes to avoid. The woman who actually gets started, even though she's not ready, even though she doesn't have everything figured out, but one thing she knows is she wants to do it the right way, and she knows from the beginning which road to take. That woman will always be ahead of the one still waiting or trying to figure out or spending years in trial and error because they think that they can figure it out on their own. If this video gave you clarity, here's what I want you to do next. On April 20, I am starting the Signature Brand Live. It is my 4-week live coaching program for people who are ready to build a personal brand and turn it into real income. And what I just shared with you in this video is honestly a small piece of what is inside. There is so much more I go into the program. You will have several live teaching calls with me every single week. We will have new guest speakers every week that have been generating millions of dollars in their online business. You will have live audits where I look at your content and I will tell you exactly what to fix. And you will also have access to a private community that I will show up in every single day. Now, the link is in the description. If this was useful, like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.